Good morning again. Yes, we're getting another nice early start here this morning. It's almost 6 a.m. And it looks like if the clouds don't roll in, we might get a nice sunrise. If we do, I'll show you later. Probably put it at the end of the video again. Maybe I'll add music to it this time. Did I add music to it last time? Yeah, I added music to the last one. But it seems to me I selected a kind of, the tune, the music could have been better, I think, for the sunrise. Yeah, it might be nice. And the carrots I put out yesterday are gone. And I've got one carrot left. And tomorrow's grocery day, but I phoned my neighbor up last night and I said, I think I'm going to skip on groceries this week and maybe I'll take the car and go down and peruse through the produce section in the at Superstore and see if they've got any specials on and anything really low calorie. Anyhow, what I'd like to do today, because I don't feel like spraying very much. In fact, I don't feel like spraying at all. But you'll notice. I got elastic bands on here, and we'll in the rollback you'll see how we got to this place and why. Now, for those of you who are interested, that one person that might be, I did get a call back from, or rather an email back from Frank Digital. They're the people here in Winnipeg. Well, first of all, let's sort of roll back to how I started to deal with these guys. I phoned up Central Photo and I asked them what should I do about getting software, and the guy I talked to there, he recommended Frank Digital. He said they're pretty good, and so at first I thought, well, they sounds like a one-man show. Frank, right? So I figured I'm going to phone him up and I'll be talking to Frank. No, it's a bigger outfit than that. It's the kind of place that, let's say you were a company and you had lots of money, you'd go to them and say, hey, I'd like you to make a sort of like an infomercial type thing on our company. And they rent gear and all the rest of it. And they also sell the DaVinci Resolve Studio 18 software and equipment. And so what I've done is I've given I think his name is Kelly. I gave Kelly the go-ahead to bring in the DaVinci software, and also for very little money more, if you buy the software, you can get what's known as a speed editor. And this is going to be interesting. I'm sort of a gadget person, right? I mean, look at my workshop downstairs. I got every woodworking tool a guy could want. I probably have the best woodworking workshop in a home basement, that is, for probably a mile around. No kidding. But that was my hobby years ago. A lot of you remember that. Anyway, he's going to bring that in. He said probably in about a week or so. So in about a week or so, maybe I'll be able to produce an 8K special. I think I put 3 of them up, 8K specials. But for those of you who have 8K TVs and so on, well, you might be kind of fun. I'll think of something special to do. Another thing I want to do is at least 2 viewers have suggested use as long as I'm not going to be doing the wooden decking over top of everything, use the panel line color to bring out the planking. Okay, and I had thought about that. It seems to me even about a year ago I talked about trying that, and I'm going to try and find something to test it out on, because my concern is that after I spray the deck tan, which is probably what I'll use, it seems to work pretty good, and I think it'll look good. Then I think I might have to clear coat it. I'm not sure, but I want to see if I can find a piece of plastic to test it on, and see how it will look, because if I put the panel line color, the accent color on, I think it leaves sort of a greasy surface that may not paint well, because a lot of these things, after you're through, one of the last things you do is you paint these details. Now, some of these places, they actually have something mounted on top of them, and you're not going to see it. And in all likelihood, a lot of the stuff that we made, remember we made about, what was it, about 50 or 60 little tiny piddly pieces that are over on the other side there, that I painted them the 56 that we all love. Anyway, I'm really rambling here, aren't I? I'm wasting footage. Let's roll back and see how we got to this place. Well, I did not get back to the model table here as fast as I thought I would. I thought I'd been back here quite a while ago already. Now, I'm hoping the edges of the plastic here is not going to cut the rubber band. And I've got a bit of a plan here. Okay, there's the center one there. Okay, I'm gonna get this positioned here so that after I get the glue on, I can just sort of roll it in place, and that way there's not going to be a little curve. Well, mind you, I don't think I'll have to leave it. I don't think I'll have to leave it on too terribly long. And all right, now this one here. Actually, my mini clamps will work on that. I will use an elastic band. Okay. Yeah, that's holding it tight. All right, one more. Sometimes sitting down doesn't work very good. I should make more of an effort and stand up and do stuff like this. Okay, so this one's ready to go. Yeah, that's holding it tight together. Okay, I'll recompose here, and then I think all we have to do is just put some extra thin, let it sort of wick its way down. Well, let me recompose here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, here's the plan. The plan is to just let it wick its way down, and I'll just spread it like this so that it'll get in all the cracks. Okay, I'm pretty sure when that dries, it's going to be very strong. Now, I just all of a sudden had a thought here. So let me push stop here for a minute. Okay, remember this thing? This will work a lot faster. Now, I think the extra thin that I had put on just a while ago, I do believe that probably glued it more or less in place. This side didn't want to even break loose. So for these other ones, I'm just going to use the quick setting. Oh my goodness, this isn't quick setting. I screwed up here. Okay, I got the mess I made at the bow cleaned up, and I re-glued it with the extra thin, not the CA quick setting stuff. Oh yeah, that was dumb. I don't think I did any damage or anything. Okay, we'll do this far side first here. And once again, that should be fairly strong. Okay, let's move down to the back. Oh, that's more than enough again. It's not going to come loose. Now, one of the viewers had noticed in yesterday's episode where there was a little bit of flashing on the top of this part here where the post had to go down into, and it was preventing this thing from going all the way down. Now, I had noticed that too, and that's one of the reasons why I was sort of sopping the extra thin on there to try and dissolve that flashing, and I do believe I did. I was pretty careful to make sure that these things were down as far as they were supposed to go. I don't think we're going to have a problem with the deck being proud of the gunnel. I think it's going to fit in really nice once we're through here. I'm just going to leave these sit overnight now, and I don't think these elastic bands are going to hurt anything. I was sort of eyeballing along the edge to see if it went in like this, if you know what I mean. And I'm not really seeing anything, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, it's getting kind of late here, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm making silly mistakes here, like putting the wrong stuff on the joint. Now I did clean that up, and this Instaset is it evaporates completely. Um, so I'm not too worried about it hurting anything. And then I did resaturate it with Tamiya extra thin, so we're okay here. But that was kind of dumb, and I think maybe one of the reasons why I'm doing dumb things like that is because I'm getting kind of tired. Yeah, I think we're going to call it quits here this evening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning, and it's time to check this out. Okay. Oh, we did have our sunrise. It was nothing special. Uh, I'm just going to run it over top of the screen here, and I did it in slow motion. I think I sped it up 20 times. It only lasted about 30 seconds in all. But it's kind of worth seeing, but kind of not. Anyway, now I would imagine that if I really tried, I could pry this apart, but I don't know. I got a feeling that joint is those joints are really strong. Now, the moment of truth here is: are we going to be able to get our deck down in now that we have sort of tightened it up, if you know what I mean? So. In other words, is it going to fit in here? Oh my. That is a near perfect fit. Maybe the width of a piece of paper crack right here. That is a near perfect fit. Very pleased. Very pleased. Okay, I think what I want to do before I get going here is I had mentioned earlier in this episode that I had wanted to see if I could do something about the deck planking and use the panel line color, but I want to test it out. There's no big rush on this thing. It doesn't matter if it's done in a year or if it's done in a year and a month. You know what I mean? It's not going to make a whole lot of difference. And at the rate I do things lately, it'll probably be a year. Okay, let's just let me recompose here and try and find something that I can do a test on. Now, earlier we were talking about the superstructure, and I didn't know how much of the superstructure was deck planking, and I came across these pieces when I was looking for something that I could use to test out the panel line color on, and if we just sort of set them together here, and what I'll do is I'll adjust the lighting so that we can see the planking. There's actually quite a bit. Okay, I hope I can do this in one take. I've got the light coming from across the table, shining this way. So it'll cast a shadow on the planking, and it should just stand right out. But you'll notice here that the planking actually starts almost right at the very bow. And I'll try to move this slowly now. I'm watching in the monitor as I'm doing this. I have removed the superstructure so that this planking here would show up, otherwise it would be in a shadow. I'll put the superstructure back on in a minute here. No, pretty much the whole aft section is planking. Now let's just get our superstructure going here. There we go. Okay, this aft portion of the superstructure is all planking. The rest of it isn't. It's something else. We'll deal with it when the time comes. Now, I was noticing here, this has gotten broken. It's almost breaking right off. I believe that probably what is supposed to happen is there's supposed to be probably a ladder come up from the lower deck, from the main deck. I'm thinking that's what this is for. So maybe I will try and take a little bit of glue or something and reinforce it. I'm just wondering if maybe I should maybe put something, sort of a gusset or something, if you know what I mean, in behind there. I'll think of something here. I think I better do that before that piece just breaks right off. I don't know if I did that or if it was in packaging or what. Anyway, it's just about ready to come off. Now earlier I had said that I've only got 1 carat left. Well, I was standing in front of the fridge just a few minutes ago and I was thinking, you know, that's kind of odd because it just seems like almost only yesterday, well, I know it was like last week, I thought it was 2 bags of carrots. Now, how could we have gone through 10 pounds of carrots in a week? And so I'm standing there and I look in my fridge and here in the crisper underneath, kind of hiding, is the second bag. So I got the 1 carrot plus a bag. Anyway, I cut up the 1 carrot and put it out here. And this will probably last through the day because the rabbits do not seem to come out during the day. They are evening and morning people, you might say. Anyway, yeah, we have more than 1 carrot left. Now, you would think that this piece of sprue was square when you first look at it. But when you look at it closely, you realize it's not. It's sort of angled a little bit so it would break out of the mold easily. But I think we can probably use it here. Just want to see if I can nip off just a little piece here. Like this. And then maybe we can put it underneath. Let me flip this over here. Okay. Now, if I can get this up and then just glue this as like a little gusset. No one's going to know that that's not supposed to be there. Now, I think that this side of the ship is going to be towards the back of the case anyway. Might be able to just trim that up just a little bit, although I think probably what's going to happen is when I put the extra thin on it, the extra thin is going to take care of some of the burrs that we're looking at right there. Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny. You start in the morning and you think you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and then at the end of the day when I go to proof my my final edit, I realized, my goodness, I didn't do those things that I said I was going to do at the beginning of the video. And I can quite well imagine that quite often some of the viewers are kind of a little bit miffed because they'd be thinking to themselves, well, I was looking forward to Ron doing this or doing that, and then he didn't do it. Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. Oh, we got another comment from our friend Vic. I guess he was thinking about what I had said yesterday about, not being a rivet counter. I'll drop it down below, and that's good advice for all of us modelers. Anyway, let's recompose here. Maybe I'll put the macro lens on. Okay, let's do a bit of a dry run here. This is not the same piece I had before. The other one I dropped down on the floor, and I was going to go look for it, and then I thought, I wasn't very happy with it anyway. It was too big, so this one's a little bit smaller. And I think if we glue it in something like that, it'll be okay. Yeah, that should be all right. Now, I'm going to use the extra thin, but not the quick setting. I'm just going to use the regular. Put a little bit in there to make it sticky. Okay, now I suppose it's probably gonna stick to my tweezers now. Nope, it didn't. Okay. Now we want this to meld or weld. I'll just let that sit for a little bit here. Now let's put just a little bit of pressure on it, just to sort of squish it in, if you know what I mean. Sort of holding against myself here. I'm going to try and come in at a 45-degree angle, so there we go. All right. I think that once that dries, it'll be good. Okay, I think that's going to be it for today's episode, folks. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.